Howdy, ladies and gentlemen. Michael here again, and let's learn another tune together. Last time I did Dead and Company's They Love Each Other. Jacob Henry writes, boy, if you don't react to Jerry Garcia, I'll be upset. So I said, give me a track, dude. And so he sends me this one. It says, rest in peace, Jerry. So this is Grateful Dead, Morning Dew, from Winterland, 10/18/74. Now, I've not heard this. I have heard of this song. I have never learned this song. I know of the Winterland concerts. You know, they're like at these epic shows. But let's do this together, man. This is 13 minutes, 21 seconds. And so I know it's going to be a long time, a lot of him playing. So let's do this together. Grab your guitar. D. C. G. So your basic changes here are D, C, and G. That little move there. You're just kind of implying that C major, you're suspending it with that 6, and then back to D. Something like that. I know there's going to be a lot of this, but like I'm just starting on that D. I'm assuming he's following the chord tones on one line. Very Jerry thing down to C, which is the chord. And then he's got that B, which is the third of G. But it sounds like maybe he stops on the A there. Let's keep going. C, G. Little Phil Lesh, little bass line.
Walk me out in the morning today.
So that guitar line, first of all, the singing is perfect. I can tell this is going to be like the most epic 13 minutes ever. I'm so psyched. You can totally feel this is the stuff that gets you hooked on the Dead. Anyway, the melody that he's singing is the same kind of thing he's doing up here. Walk me out at D in the morning today. So just going D, C, B, and down to that A, which is the 5th of D where it ends, right? So root of D, root of C, B, which is the 3rd of G. When it goes back to the D, you're going back up to that A, which is the 5th of D, which is why it works.
I can't walk you out
F.
in the morning. I can't walk you out
Flat 7.
in the morning. Do today.
All right. Classic songwriting technique right here. You're in one key for the first part. It could be a verse, it could be whatever. And then there's a slight modulation, or even simpler, borrowing from another key. So if you know there's 3 major chords in any key, you're 1, 4, and 5. So if you have D, C, and G, basically D's 5, C's 4, and G's 1. So this is D Mixolydian. So key of G, but D is the focus. And then when it goes down to this, I guess you'd call it pre-chorus or tag or whatever, it goes to F. So that's your flat 7 of G, right? That's your flat 7 to C. And then you'd think it would go to G here, which would be typical, but it goes to its relative minor there. It goes to E minor before back to D. So it's kind of like, you could think of it as it's going to your flat 3 major of D minor. Like all of a sudden you're in D minor, and maybe he solos over it like it's D minor right here, which is the same as F major, pentatonic, to C, to E minor, back to D major. So it's almost like he's borrowing from D minor for this part. But it's also like he's borrowing that flat 7 from G, like I'm going to G for a second. So my tonal center is in D, D mixo, and then all of a sudden my tonal center is in G mixo. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. But the key difference here is F versus F sharp. That's it. When D is your tonal center, D major, it's an F sharp is your third. When you go to an actual F chord, right, or when G mixo is your tonal center, or if you're borrowing from D minor, F. So that's going to be your target. That's going to be your key differentiator in here. Take it to the bank.
Thought I heard a baby cry this morning.
Gotta love Phil in the game. Look at those microphones back in the day. This is great footage. This is great footage. It's your F.
Thought I heard the baby
C. E minor.
cry this
D. Somebody's a little out of tune. It's okay.
You didn't hear no baby cry to me.
Step back from that microphone. Let's get some.
Where have all
Rose is on the stage, band picks up, lights come on. D major, going right to that F sharp. What did I tell you? This is going to be the difference between F and F sharp this solo. And going back to D, just selling that D mixo.
Where have all the people gone today? There's no need for you to be worrying about all these people. And see those people.
So he's coming in on that C, so he's going to start pushing around here. He's moving it. I don't know if this is the lead where it jumps in, But so much instrumentation we could talk about. So much on the keys and the bass, and Bobby playing guitar. That voice leading and doing up and down runs. This could be a 5-hour endeavor, but we're not going to do that. I'm just going to muscle through. But this is really masterful stuff. The feel is outstanding. The amount of space they're leaving in the track is unbelievable. I'm going to restart the camera right here real quick, and we'll come back. All right, let's do it. Picking up. Not quite at the lead yet. His pitch and his delivery, and just even watching him sing, is so great during this time period. You watch a bunch of Dead stuff; it is so hit or miss. Sometimes, like, dude straight up can't sing. But like you're seeing him, do the, Thought I Heard, and every little thing is very distinct. I mean, dude's on it tonight. Hear all this? Hold on, stand by. There's crazy stuff happening here. There's a lot happening. I'm getting close to it. All right, so I mean, we're still in the neighborhood of D. There's a harmonic walk down, with the hits going from D, C, B, G, and then down to D, but it's F sharp, D over F sharp. You're still major. Walking up. And then the same thing up here. That little chromatic there from between C sharp to D, classic stuff. And here we go. Let's return a little bit so we can hear what liftoff sounds like. Look at that, smiling. So he's kind of sticking with that same melody. Like, ending on that A, the fifth of D when the band goes back to D. This is a fifth resolving melody line. Now he's going to go into outer space. I just know it. It's not going to stay that way, but that's where it's starting. So same thing, he's just expanding. He's going. And going down to that D now, changing his resolution. We're not going to get too in the weeds with every single note. We're just getting broad strokes here of what I'm hearing first pass. It's awesome. So now this is where it goes to F, right? This is where it modulates. He's going right for that F. Walking up that major scale. F, G to A. So it's a major third. Remember, F's the notes that's different in here. Let's see what that was. Something like that. Again, we're moving fast here, but you're clearly back in that D with F sharp there. That's the key takeaway here. Just D major triad, just fluttering the crap out of it. And that C, it sounds like. So, hitting that C major, a little run there. And so when he wants to resolve it, when he wants to bring it back, he's bringing it back to a chord tone of D, but it's either the root or the A, that fifth. So let's see where he goes now. He's probably going to sing a little bit. Good. F,
in the morning,
C, E minor. Someone's still out of tune. I don't know about that one, Phil.
I guess it doesn't matter.
Amazing.
Anyway,
when they go soft like this and spacey, you know, you hear, sounds like Bobby, a little out of tune, Open B string is a little questionable, you know. And you know, when Phil's doing that run with the B, and Jerry's not really playing that note, you can kind of hear it pretty good, but that doesn't mean anything. This is stellar on so many levels.
Yes, it does.
For the love hand stamp.
Matter. Anyway.
When it gets soft, oh, come on, yeah, give it to me. Staying on that D, just pushing all around it, being super sensitive. Again, that's where the band went to the F. So what's he gonna do? Spell the crap right out of that F chord, right? Right? It's you got F, G, and A. A is the major third now of F. Hanging on that C, right? Because that's the third of F. We're still kind of in that zone. And there's your B when it goes to the E minor, right? That's your fifth, which is going to plug us back into the, I'm assuming, either the A or the D when it gets to D. He just fires off an arpeggio. Sorry, my video cut off. It's right in the middle of that D major arpeggio there. Remember, D mixo, D mixo. You got a C in there, D with a C in it. You always hear that when they go to the F, he's hammering the F to the A, really selling that F, then resolving back down to the C, because it goes over the C chord, which is the fifth of F, and then going a half step down to B to get that close note, your closest move to E minor, to the fifth of E minor, before resolving back to one of the chord tones of D. That is a motif that exists throughout. They don't even know what they're saying. Love those licks where you're just going down the scale, but it's all about the touch and the pull-offs that... Great touch, phenomenal touch. All he's doing there, is, he's going down that scale, and I'm sure every night he does it a little differently, but just that ba-da-da-da, 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 just doing it in like sets of 4, so like, so wherever he starts it, I need to work on that sequencing. But he's got a killer with all the dynamics in it too, and letting the reverb just kind of punch through. See how much reverb he puts on all his little chords? Like, it's not this reverb. It's like an up and down, shaky, twitchy kind of reverb. Yeah, that look? That looks maybe we should get out of this one. that was, let's just go with questionable. Establishing, pushing it back up. Rhythm take over. It's just so many things where you hear him just, just walking up chromatically and doing little half-step bends just to get there. You can tell he's just following his ear. It's just amazing to watch and hear. Hear Bobby doing all the chords there. All right, that's absolutely killer. One thing I'll note at the end there is that, yeah, when you're jamming a long time and you're in one of these bands, one thing you'll notice is that there's always something that happens within the band, between the musicians, that lets each other know that maybe it's time to bring this thing back home. That was a perfect example at the end of Jerry's solo, where it was like this killer solo, and there's this one part at the very end of it where it was clear that, you know, Phil, the guitar, the bass, and the keys were just a little bit off. And you saw him kind of look over there, and then immediately you start going towards, let's focus entirely on the rhythm and bring the rhythm back. And they all take turns building the rhythm, being straight on the chords, you know, being very aggressive, bringing it up, and then just killing it with one more little verse there and letting it go. That is, that's like a textbook thing you see, and clearly it's like kind of because of them. And I love seeing this. I love seeing bands where it's so based on improvisation and cues and listening, and great songs too, man. But like, if you listen to it, there's some stuff that's out of tune. You know, there's some very, you know, questionable choices, but it's like a killer tune, killer playing, and you can hear them just going for it, you know, hitting chromatic stuff, you know, trying to reach things, like just a total commitment to trying to find what's in their head. It's awesome. Thank you very much for suggesting this. And like I said, this obviously wasn't note for note. We're going to go back, dig into this. You know, I feel like I'm getting hooked here. This is awesome. So anyway, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. And most importantly, drop a link in the description or in the comments there with another something you'd like to see me react to and kind of learn with you guys on the fly. And as always, if you like the way I teach and you want my courses, they're $10 and the link is below. Thanks so much. I'll see you in the next one.